we very much support it.
I call Claire Curran.
Thank you, Mr Chair. Mr Chair, I listened to the Green member Jan Logie's speak a few minutes ago about her real concerns about the Minister's SOP, part of the SOP, around changing the review period from 1 year to 2 years, which on the face of it doesn't sound an awful lot longer. But then before that, I listened to the Minister's comments before the break with regards to Jan Logie's SOP and why, while she was sympathetic to her SOPs, but that she couldn't support them. And she used phrases such as, we need to pass this legislation the sooner the better, and that there is a bigger discussion happening around the issues that Jan Logie's SOP, particularly her substantive SOP 195, I think it is, addresses. And she said that she had thought through carefully whether or not to support it. Now, all of those things are reasonable to say, but I want to ask the Minister some questions, and I accept that the Minister in the chair right now isn't probably going to be able to answer them, but if possible, or she may, but if possible, if the Minister, Amy Adams, who has carriage of this bill, is able to answer the questions before this debate is up, that would be useful, I think, for the House, and if not, then perhaps in the third reading, to address the issues. And that is around the piece of work that she referred to that is being undertaken to address the issues partly, and no doubt more, raised by Jan Logie in her SOP number 195 with regards to the giving of evidence by complainants in criminal proceedings for people that are over 18 and alternative ways of giving evidence by complainants in criminal proceedings. And it is quite, I know Jan Logie referred to it as minor amendments, but they do seem quite significant to me. And I didn't sit on the Select Committee, but I did speak in the second reading of this bill, and I have considered these the issues that lie behind it quite carefully. And it does seem to me that in the Select Committee process that there clearly was quite a discussion about the recommendations put before the Select Committee around dealing with evidence given by women who were over 18 and why that couldn't have been dealt with at the time. Because it does seem that those issues were pretty important, and I'm just going to refer to the advice that was reported from the Select Committee by the Associate Professor of Law from Victoria University, Elizabeth MacDonald, who advised, and along with her Yvette Tinsley as being New Zealand experts, that they did advise on making those changes which Jan Logie refers to, which would benefit the victims of sexual violence. And this was around alternative means of giving evidence, not having to give evidence face to face, and that this should be extended to just beyond the age limitation of 18 to all victims of family and sexual violence. So, Mr Chair, I would like to know what the rationale is for holding back on this, what the piece of work is that is being addressed by the Minister, what the timeline is for that piece of work, and whether that's going to appear as another amendment to the Evidence Act, and when that might occur, because I do think that we know that the statistics are frightening and that they occur for women that are over 18.
David Shearer.